Hi there, this is going to be a general love reading for all signs. As we slowly work our way through the end of this week, energy has been, wow, all over the place. If you watch that late night reading I did last night, holy sh... What I would like to actually do, if you can give me 1 second, I didn't know I was going to do this, so I don't have the cards, even though they're right here. I want to pull some past life cards. And I think what we will end up doing is in the extended, figure out how that relays. Because, you know, the thing about this is a lot of these soul connections we've had past lives with them. Bottom of the deck is unrequited love and male female. So this is divine feminine, divine masculine. You know what this feels like? It feels like star-crossed. And I think in some lifetimes it presented itself as star-crossed. And it may have presented itself that way in this life. Unrequited means that it's not mutual. And that's a really easy way to know, right? Okay, well, this connection's not it. So they're not feeling it. I'm not feeling it's not it. But I get this weird feeling. Now, don't fucking take this and run with it, where every person that they're not showing the attraction, you're going to think it's this. Okay, please do not do that. You got to practice extreme discernment. But I feel like for some of you, they've been a dick. I don't know how else to put it. Okay? A fuckface. And they've had issues or whatever they've had. And some of the people you may have encountered where you've had this connection with them, I'm not saying it has to be the one, the twin flame, just a connection. It may have presented itself as they weren't interested or you guys couldn't be together. Back in the day, there were arranged marriages. And I don't know why that popped in my head right now. So I don't know if in a past life with this person, there was something about being forbidden to marry. Them having their own issues and not being able to commit could be something relevant in this life or a past life too. She was a woman scorned in this past life. She didn't get the fairy tale. Do you know what I mean? Maybe it's this lifetime. What is that? Monk or Nun? Yeah, Forbidden Love. You guys saw the show on Amazon Prime, Fleabag, right? Wow, it was an amazing show. The fact that they didn't have more seasons is just outrageous. But she fell in love with a priest, and the priest fell in love with her, but the priest told her, listen, I can't be with you. I can't, like, have sex with you. And she was like, why? So you'll be fine. You're not going to burst into flames. You're going to be fine. He was like, I'm not talking about that. I can't have sex with you because if I do, I'm going to fall in love with you. And if I fall in love with you, my life will be fucked. There could have been this type of a connection in this life or a past life where were you in an arranged marriage? Was one of you a fucking monk or a nun? And it was this forbidden, can't be together. Wasn't the happily ever after. Star-crossed. Now, the big thing is how's that going to play out in this life? We shall see. So forbidden love. Couldn't be together. Food and hunger. Wow, their desire. Yeah, that talks about literal food and, you know, what have you. But I feel like it's hunger and desire for a particular person. Some type of Atlantis past life connection here as well too. Meaning that this connection, if you reconnect in this lifetime, the two souls, right? Totally different bodies, different meat suits. You know how when like you haven't eaten something in a really, really, really long time that you've been craving and craving and craving, and it's like the forbidden fruit? That's like this, like craving the forbidden fruit, thing that they couldn't have, that they wanted, that they always wanted, but they couldn't have it. Maybe back in the days, you know, in past lives, you guys may have had encounters sneakily, whatever, but you could never like live a life of happily ever after. You couldn't grow old together. You had to have stolen moments together. And you can just feel it in the heart chakra. It's heavy. It's sad. There could be a lot of purging in this life that was necessary because of those past lives. Asia, some sort of an Asian connection. A past life in Asia. Something about Asian in this life could be connected as well too. I mean, one of you could be Asian. Someone here might not be Asian, but they love Asian culture and food, or you know what I mean? I don't know how that will relate. It could just, like I said, simply be it's like a Buddhist monk for some of you in a past life. Now, for some of you, Catholic priest, nun in a past life too, but that could be a Buddhist priest or a monk. Celtic cross. Oh, it's just so religious. Someone was either vowed, put it this way, someone was vowed somewhere else. They couldn't vow to this person. This tells me that they're either vowed in a religious manner, nun, priest, monk, or vowed because they were married to someone else. Greco-Roman. Greek. Oh, see, I told you there's a marriage thing. I told you. Either arranged marriage, marrying someone else, they were vowed somewhere else. But see, that's it right there, the marriage thing. Married. You guys couldn't be married. You couldn't live a life. You couldn't have children. You couldn't be together. Not publicly, and not live the rest of your life. You couldn't have the happily ever after. This Greco-Roman thing right here makes me feel like there's something about museums, art. This person may have been an artist, loved art. There could have been something specific about museums in this past life or lives. Because I just keep seeing like Greek statues, you know what I mean? But there's something related to the Greek gods, specifically Zeus. A connection to Zeus. Medusa, excuse me, Medusa as well. Orphan, feeling abandoned. That's exactly what the bitch felt. She felt scorned and fucking abandoned and alone. Someone here died alone. They had to live their life. I just got the chills. They had to live their life alone. So someone died alone. Because they said, if I can't be with you, I'm not going to be with nobody. You know what I mean? If I can't have you, I'll just be single for the rest of my life. Is that kind of a vibe? The sun. Oh, I just got the chills. Sun is the card of bliss. It's a card of awakening and enlightenment. But it reminds me of like a new day. You know, they say, right, dawning of a new day. Something about the sun, but it's about a dawning of a new day, a new beginning. Look at them. They've been reincarnated. They're children in that card. It's like chilling. It's like fucking chilling. It's like these fuckers may have reincarnated in this lifetime. And now we'll see how it plays out in this life. The Chariot, that's Cancerian energy. The sun is Leo. The Chariot means that this is something being delivered. But this Chariot doesn't look like they're in motion. Sometimes in the pictures of the Chariot, they look like they're in motion. This one does not. This means that the Chariot has stopped. You know what it reminds me of? Like when someone's walking up to someone or something and they stop before they get there. That's what that is. It stopped before it arrived. This could be very symbolic of energy of meeting a person and you guys get really close to each other and then they just stop like this. They pull away. Because imagine if you've had that type of trauma of a past life and you don't know that in your logical muggle mind, but the soul is going, oh God, fuck, and then you're imprinted with that trauma. What is that? The Three of Wands. She waited. Told you someone died alone. She waited. She waited and waited and waited and thought maybe she end up growing out. It's like, it's just waiting. And in this life, it's that feeling of waiting for them. I describe it as, sorry, I don't have my iPad near me, so the texts are blocking how long I've been live. I'm recording. It's like she, see, I just lost my fucking train of thought. Waiting. You ever have that feeling of like you're waiting for something, but you don't know what? I always tell people, I always felt like, even as a child, I always felt like I was already in love with somebody. But I've never met them. At least not that I can recognize that it's them. But I've always just felt like I was always in love. And I could never really pinpoint what the fuck that was about. Like, wow, was I just boy crazy? Was I just, you're right, you think all these things. And I think what it was is like, my soul was searching for that person that like I was missing or that I was feeling connected to or that I loved, that I was in love with. And that's like that. It's like, I'm waiting for you. Almost like your soul can feel they've been reincarnated in this life physically. Because you're so connected. 8 of Cups. Oh, somebody's on their way. Being guided by the fucking moon. And isn't that star-crossed, huh? The sun and the moon. I mean, it's the 8 of Cups card, but the moon is so goddamn big. I think that going back, and I keep reflecting on it and quite a bit throughout the past couple readings, that the full moon in Gemini, the lover's moon, may have activated something. And I've always felt the moon would be so powerful because the moon is powerful. It's so powerful, it pulls the tides. Moon is magnetic. But I think the moon may have whispered, psst, wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. It's time. This particular masculine is just being guided by the moon. It's almost hypnotic. That's also intuition. Their intuition may open up. Their intuition may start guiding them. You know, the 5 of Pentacles. Look at her. It's like begging, like, please, I'm hungry. Please, I want some more. Remember the food and hunger? It's like a beggar. She's like, they have like a cup. Please, can I have some more, sir? Like there's a lover's. There it is right there. Don't make eye contact. Don't make eye contact. Don't look at it yet. I just saw it in the bottom of the deck. I told you. The lovers. Full moon in Gemini, lover's moon. I was channeling the lovers yesterday because I heard Taylor Swift's song in my head. The lovers card came out yesterday's reading. Here it is again. The sun and the moon are star-crossed lovers. You know what I mean? Sorry, I was trying to see where the fuck my iPad is because, of course, all the times I'm getting a flood of messages. What if this is the lifetime that the sun and the moon reunite for good? What if this is the lifetime that the sun and the moon get to have their happily ever after? What if they get to grow old together in this life? 9 of Pentacles. The feminine here has really done a lot of work in this life. She's coming up as a 9 of Pentacles, which means she's living her best life. She's happy, she's grateful, she's thankful, she a bad bitch, she's manifesting, right? She's not sitting home pining and crying like the bitch did in a past life. Like, I'm telling you, this is what that bitch did in a past life. She sat home, sad, bitter, cried every day, waited for them, and then died alone. She didn't say, you know what, fine, then I'm gonna go live the best life I can. What's meant to be is meant to be. I mean, imagine in all those past lives, we weren't the most high vibrational. We get to be a high vibration by going through shit and being experienced. That's why in a lot of our past lives, we were quite low vibrational. In this lifetime, though, you didn't do that. Let's say you guys never met yet, right? You had that feeling of always like, oh my God, I feel like I'm in love with someone, or I feel like I'm already connected to someone. All these shit relationships, right? Karmic relationships, lessons, season and a reason. She's like, yeah, you know what? I'm just not into it. I'm going to stay single. That's a single bitch. 9 of Pentacles. For some of you that you have met this person and you know exactly who this is, like it resonated immediately. You're just like, oh my fucking God, I know exactly who this is for. I know exactly what person this is about, Missy. For those of you that you're like, I know exactly who this is for, they're feeling something inside of them, drawing them closer to you, or they find themselves thinking of you, or they find themselves dreaming of you. Page of Cups. That's friendship. Everything but lovers, huh? It's like a knife in the heart. Because, I mean, that relates to past life. Couldn't be with your lover. I mean, that could be a big trigger for some people, right? Like you're entertaining someone that you really like, you have a soul connection with, and they climb up. Or you climb up and then we're just going to be friends, platonic. I don't know, something about friendship. Friendship. Queen of Pentacles. Some of you may have been a queen in a past life. Like literal, actual queen. Victorian times. England. Spain. All those energies are coming up. Something in Ireland too. I feel like in so many past lives, you just were like ready and waiting. Look at her. She has her pentacle and she's just like, just waiting. Waiting for this. Waiting for the moment of reconciliation, of reunion, of when the fucking stars finally aligned. For when your actual souls and paths were meant to cross and be together. It was like basically going against fate and destiny all of your past lives. And don't get me wrong, there may have been some of the past lives, depending on how many you've had, where you were together. But those aren't going to stick out. What's going to stick out and scar us tremendously for eternity is the ones where they were like unrequited, brutal, couldn't be together, forbidden, nun, priest. Those are the ones that are going to stick out. Why are we going to be traumatized over the good ones? It doesn't necessarily work like that. It's just like in our life now, right? We're not like traumatized by the good memories we've had as children. We're traumatized by the fuckery that we had and experienced as children. King of Cups. They're in love. And they know it upon the second they look at you. Can I tell you this though? That may not have happened for all of you upon first glance in this lifetime. That's after the moon. You know the moon we're talking about, the full moon? That could also be after the dream of you. That could also be after they get some sort of, I don't know, thing that happens to them. Something that's divine. It's almost like they needed this fucking like thing to tell, not to tell them, but to activate inside of them, or for like this moment of clarity and recognition. I mean, the sun is clarity, moment of clarity and recognition. Like, wait. You know, like how when you start putting 2 and 2 together, you start Sherlock Holmes in the shit and start putting all the pieces. Like the first 48 hours. You're like, wait. I feel like that's them. Piecing it together. Feeling this tug, this pull. Thinking about you more than usual. The star. It's Aquarius. But that's destiny and fate. When the stars align. Bitch, I said that earlier. It's like this is a lifetime that the fucking stars align. That you can actually have a happily ever after with this person and grow old. But the thing about this is we have free will. We got to do the work. We have free will. 10 of Swords. So much pain and so much finality and so much endings that you've experienced. You get so excited. Ace of Wands. There's a possibility. And then it ends and the rug gets pulled out from under you and oh, it's not that one. I thought it was that one. Or was it? It's just so much highs and lows that I think some of you have experienced. See, look at the Tower. That's that divine intervention. Lightning will strike. And when lightning strikes, they're going to know without a shadow of a fucking doubt there's something there. All right, let's go ahead and get into this extended. I think we should do this one on Patreon. Let's do it on Patreon for all my patrons there. If you're not a patron, click below this video the word more. You're going to see all the links. Go to the one to become a patron of my Patreon. And you get to go down a fucking rabbit hole there. You get to watch quite a few of these extendeds. But also there is a shitload of timeless readings there. Quite a few erotic ones. Can't do any erotic ones anymore on Patreon because I upload it to YouTube. You guys know the spiel. On YouTube, they're being ridiculous. So anyways, thank you for your likes, your shares, your subscriptions here on YouTube. Also, go and check out my website, saltwaterhealstarot.com, or the link is below. If you are interested in pre-ordering my powerful money magnet candle and oil, I also have my newest line, my enchanted line available. It's brand new, so everyone's excited. Candle, bracelet, magic moon water. Although I think they might be sold out already. You guys got to go peek on that. Remember, pre-orders take about 4 to 6 weeks to be shipped from the time of payment because I make everything by hand and in small batches, and it's just me. And I don't rush it. I always kind of just feel it out. You know what I mean? So anyways, I'll try my best though to get them to you before the end of the year. I really do. I want to make sure I can commit to that. But sometimes shit happens and I don't believe in delays. You know what I mean? Sometimes it just happens that way. And when you get it, it's always like you always get the shit like right on time. I mean, it's not my first rodeo. I've been selling bracelets and products and shit for years. And so trust me, trust the process, okay? I'll see you guys in the extended on Patreon. Love you guys. Bye.